Yeah, and he's a talented force inside for sure. Not a lot of really big men. He's a true big man.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of tall players who are, like power forward types. But as far as like a pure center, that's Trayson Whitman.
Well, and you look at the way basketball's played now. It's kind of becoming a less and less thing, right? Or you have the true center and 4 guards, right? I mean, it's just kind of interesting how the game's evolved on that front. For the Braves, between them and Kanab, we've got the Indiana Hoosiers here in Central Utah with the striped pants for the warm-ups, which is kind of fun. So they do go with number 12, Trevor Richens, their leading scorer. Like you said, savvy. I love to use the word savvy with Trevor because that is certainly what he brings. You use the word quickness. That describes Jake Smith. He is once again in the starting lineup and just a terrific athlete. Obviously a fantastic football player in his own right. Brings that to the court. Keston Richens wears number 2. He will get the start. They also go with number 14, Tate Richens. So, yes, that's 3 Richens in the starting lineup for North Summit. And if you know North Summit sports, that's the least surprising thing on the planet. And they round that out with Buck Sargent, the man in the middle for them, who is as tough as any – pound for pound as tough as almost any guy I've covered. I mean, it's just phenomenal what he's done. He's going to go play football at the next level. And then he will, too. And, the two, you've got Buck Sargent and then you've got Trayson Whitman. I think this is your premier matchup of big men in 2A. Going to be a fun one here as we get set to start. Braves in the home white uniforms with the purple trim, gold numbers. Wolves in their road golds with the navy numbers and the white trim. As we're appreciative bringing you this game to you on TeamHive.live. Sargent playing at Utah Tech, is that right? I believe so, yes. Okay. I might have to DM Brad, who's here with us. I'm pretty sure it is. Brad knows for sure. Okay, I bet he does. Happy to have our entire Team Hive crew with us, bringing you all the action as we are underway in this quarterfinal game as the ball knocked out on the tip, and it is going to go to the Wolves of Enterprise. Yeah, they both kind of mistimed the jump, and then so Sargent goes up and knocks it out of bounds. Wolves will start with possession here. The senior Jackson Hyatt. Obviously big shoes for him to fill with Crouch graduating from a season ago. But has done a nice job. And again, the Wolves looking to go back-to-back as their journey towards a second championship continues here. Ball goes left corner. 3 on the way, in and out. A great look off the corner from Johnson. Rebound inside of the Braves, and here comes Trevor Richens. Yeah, real quick, I think the Wolves trying to make it to their 5th consecutive championship game or 4th. Something one of like those that, two. Yeah. They're a fixture. And right on cue, they get a turnover. Yeah. Get it right back. Finally got over that hump last year to get that championship. Become so close for so many years. And certainly back-to-back. No one's going to mind that down in Enterprise. No. Hyatt gets it over left side. Evans looks to attack off the dribble. Sends it over right corner now. The pump fake and drive from Johnson. He'll send back up top to Hyatt. 3 on the way from Whitman. That's well long. Rebound Buck Sargent. Yeah, not a good shot. A little bit rushed on that outside edge for Whitman. Richens brings it across the timeline, gives it over left side to Smith. They dump it into Buck Sargent. Buck, power dribble, turnaround jumper blocked from Whitman. 14 feet out. Hyatt on the lob. Johnson just saves it off of a North Summit Brave, but it's Tate Richens the steal. Yeah, the pass just a little off center, or else that would have been a great pass for the alley-oop score. Both teams a little sped up now. You can tell this is a neutral floor. This is win or go home as the great backdoor feed. Sargent to Tate Richens for our first deuce of the game. No, that was an unbelievable pass from the big man, and North Summit strikes first. A little bit of a diamond head press here by North Summit as the Wolves get it across the bounce in the corner to no one. It's then out of bounds on the end line. North Summit is going to get it back. Yeah, the Wolves players are kind of talking, saying, hey, you were supposed to come out for that, as he was anticipating a cutter to the wing. North Summit been very aggressive defensively to start this game with this press. Left side with it. Richens comes off the high screen, settles into a straightaway 3. High arcer that's long. Rebound inside, corralled eventually by Johnson. That was kind of on the floor for a while as both Whitman and Johnson had a chance at it. Evans right side with it. Ball fake, gives it back to Jackson Hyatt. He'll reset. 2 minutes into this one, no score for Enterprise and just 1 basket for North Summit. Ball goes over on the left side to Johnson. He'll pump with it, give to Whitman. Again, going up against Sargent, a great matchup. 3 straightaway Crew Evans. That's off the back rim, no good. Tip for the rebound, and it comes down inside to Richens, and now Trevor will bring it across the timeline. This North Summit team last week, the game we called up in Colville, they shot almost 70% from the field. Oh. You just don't lose games when you shoot it that well. No, you don't. Richens back up top to Sargent, now right side with it. Richens to Richens. Now Smith. So there you go. One of these times we're going to get a 3 straight Richens pass.
So last week I just started using first names. It was just too hard to do Richens.
That is the plan by quarter number 2 here. Yeah. So a deflection inside Johnson, making a great defensive play.
Yeah, a block and a board for Johnson.
Right side with it, gives now to Whitman. The drive on Sargent, the tough shot for 2. It's short. Rebound. Whitman comes away with it. Sticking with it after the miss.
Yeah, I like the move. It was a strong, aggressive move. Sargent played it very well, fading away for the block.
Hyatt gives it over left side to Siegmiller. Now back up top. Whitman bounce to Johnson right side. Smith goes for the steal, does not get it. Johnson, a little Euro. Push shot for 2. A great take inside by Johnson.
Hey, Johnson did a great job. He did the Euro step, but he stopped. He didn't get too deep into the lane and took that 8-foot jumper.
Tell you what, I love a little 8-foot push shot.
Oh, me too.
Such a tough shot to guard.
And it's kind of a lost art as well.
Oh, without question.
In all levels, it's either outside the 3 or right at the bucket. And so those mid-range jumpers, I think, are super important.
First foul of the entire afternoon called here, and nearly midway through this quarter. It'll go on Colton Siegmiller.
Yeah, he just had too much body on the pass.
Trevor looks to spin out of it, loses the ball for a moment, savvily picks it up. Boy, somehow got his hands back on the basketball, and another foul. They're going to give this one to number 35, Carter Hardman, who just subbed in off the bench.
So got his name in the book really quickly with that personal foul.
Trevor will send in baseline here. Tries to get it to Buck. It's deflected back to Trevor. Now Jake Smith will reset. Left-hand dribble from the lefty. Sends it over left side to Tate. Tate will ball fake. Trevor catches high. Right side with it, Smith. Jake gives to the flasher. It's Tate. Not a great pass. It's deflected. Ends up back in Smith's hands. Sargent, straightaway 3 off the back rim. Gets the soft touch and then nearly drops. Tip back out. Trevor for 3 left side. That does not fall. Tate with an offensive rebound.
Wow, the boards for the Braves, and lots of smart tipping the ball out so people can grab it.
Yeah, sometimes you hear coaches complain, just grab the ball. In some cases, that's your best move.
Tips are important.
Dump down inside to Sargent, sends it back out. Corner 3 is on the way. That hits the rim, no good. Rebound to Siegmiller. He's going to push in transition up to Hyatt. Hyatt catches. Bounce pass in transition, well defended. Buck Sargent getting his paws on it, and we're going to get our first tie-up of the afternoon. Possession should be to the Braves, and it is.
Now that possession was a great example of 50-50 balls. Both of those teams put all the effort into it. There was no slacking off, and it basically just came up, a tied possession. But that was that good defense on both teams.
You know what coaches call that? That's a non-negotiable. You're diving on the floor, right?
You get after it.
Yep. Smith with the basketball, right side to Trevor. Looking to get this man-to-man defense moving. A backdoor high. Somehow man. Richens catches and finishes for 2. My goodness, Trevor Richens. Wasn't a great pass. Didn't matter. Made it happen.
Colter Richens set a beautiful back screen that allowed the alley-oop to the someone who's not that tall.
Wolves looking to break this press. Hyatt goes in the paint. Ball goes back to Hyatt. He'll pump with it. Look to drive. Bounce inside. A loose ball again on the ground. The Wolves had it for a moment. Then Hyatt has it deflected, and they'll call a foul on Enterprise. It'll be the first on North Summit.
Yeah, it'll be on Trevor Richens, and that's one of those balls. It's a reaction. The ball's up in the air. He reacts, runs into the player. Those are so hard, those reactionary fouls, because you can't plan them.
Sure, and you can't fault a guy for trying to make the right play and playing good defense. So Hyatt will trigger baseline, gets it in. Nice entry pass. Beautiful. And the finish for 2. Riker Jones off the bench gets in the book and ties us at 4.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pass. That pass was not open, but put only where Jones could catch it, low by the ankles. Then he finishes.
Left side with it is Smith. He's going to send it over corner Richens. The touch pass inside Sargent. Sends it back out. Trevor will jab, spin, get in the lane. Tough 2. It's short. It's kind of fading away, and then another dive for a loose ball. North Summit trying to get a timeout, and they will not. It's a jump ball possession to Enterprise. So
these two teams, look at that. Look at this battle as you've got players all over the place.
Zero question, knowing both these coaches and programs, we're going to be seeing a lot more of those as the afternoon rolls on.
Yeah, 2 really good coaches, and Coach Priest and Coach Randall.
Again, North Summit in kind of this diamond head press. Ball goes over right side with to Hyatt. He looks to break it, gets into the paint. High arcing shot, no, but a tough shot. No, really hit the bottom part of his back into the standard as he came down.
That was a bad fall, and he hits. If you watch, I don't ever watch these, but you can watch it, Tanner. he goes hard into that standard, worried about Jackson Hyatt.
Well, and I didn't realize the hit on the floor kind of came and then the slide in.
I think what we're looking at is the hit on the floor, not the slide in. I think he's holding his hip where he landed, and that looked very painful.
We're going to take a timeout here and be back, hoping the best for Hyatt, and we'll take the break here on TeamHive.live.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Well, the good news, if you are an Enterprise fan, Jackson Hyatt up walking on his own, a little bit of a limp there, but the fact that he's putting any weight on it at all with how hard he fell, a good sign, Scott.
Yeah, no, that looked ugly, and it was one of those where you check and see if a pelvis or a hip is fractured, but good to see him up and moving.
So 2 free throws. The Crew Evans will be the one to shoot, as Hyatt was the one who was fouled on the drive, and Crew connects on the first of 2.
Yeah, Hyatt really walking tenderly on that leg.
One more here
That's
for
first
Evans.
lead of the game for the Enterprise
That is
Wolves.
true.
Yep.
That is true. It's been all North Summit in what's been a defensive-minded opening quarter. 6-4 now. Enterprise going to put some press into effect here. There's Richens with the left-hand dribble. Looks to bring it across the timeline. He's going to hand off to Smith up top. Skips it left side to Trevor. Going to come off the Sargent screen. Now sends corner to Smith. Smith back up top, Trevor. Chase Padfield has checked in the game off the bench, just a junior for this Braves team. Left-hand dribble from him. Going to give it over to Coulter Richens. Now back to Trevor. Straight away with it is Sargent. Smith with it. Under 2 to play. 7 on the shot clock here as this possession's gone down. Great position inside, but the miss. Sargent, the offensive board, muscles it up and in for 2. Ties us at 6.
Sargent did a really nice job of going straight up and getting the ball high, avoiding the over-the-back call.
Carter Hardman with the basketball, going to get it back up top to Nolan Johnson, and now a reset for Crew Evans. Minute 29 to go here in the opening period. Ball goes over on the left side to Hardman. Now up top, back reverse to Johnson. They go down low once again to Jones. Riker draws a double, sends it corner. 3 on the way out of the corner. Buckets, a great look. Crew Evans with the triple.
How about Evans? 5 points in this first quarter. And another lead change, second of the game, as the Wolves go up 3.
He scored the last 5, came in for the injured Hyatt, hit both free throws, and then gets a 3, and now a turnover. As Trayson Whitman leads the break for the Wolves, gathers, scoops, scores, 11-6 now.
How many times do you see a big man do that? Now he did, he stopped and arrested his momentum backwards so he didn't get the offensive foul. Smith was there, but he stopped his momentum.
You and I do enough games to know those get out of control really quick, right? You're just trying to get to the basket and get a score. And then disaster happens, right, with the charges and whatnot.
Exactly.
No, that's a guy who's been doing this for a while in Whitman. Coulter Richens skips it over left side to Padfield. He'll pump, get in the lane. Little runner for 2. Off the window, no. Long rebound, and this is going to be last touched by, oh, boy. They're going to say this is, they say it's North Summit basketball. And that was very clearly off Whitman, just from our point of view. But they say
looked like it for me.
They say Enterprise basketball. So
I think this official was screened. I don't think anybody else could really see it. You can see the official saying I couldn't see that.
Yeah. So it'll be Enterprise ball.
Yeah, it happens.
It does. Across the timeline is Evans. Calls out a new play, holding the thumb up. Comes off the screen from Whitman. Right side. Picks up his dribble, gives to Whitman, 15 feet away. He stops, throws it over to the left side. Siegmiller bumps inside, turnaround jumper is good.
My.
Beautiful play. Riker Jones is giving them a nice burst off the bench. And that will end our opening quarter. Enterprise 13, North Summit 6. You're tuned in to high school basketball right here on TeamHive.live.
State Bank of Southern Utah is not just another bank. We are your neighbors, your friends, and your local financial partners, interested in building long-term relationships.
When you choose State Bank, you invest in our community. Your money stays here and is reinvested in friends and family, building Southern Utah.
Each one of our 17 branches is staffed and ready to serve you.
Come and experience the difference of true community banking at State Bank of Southern Utah.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
So after one quarter of play, it's 13-6 in favor of the Enterprise Wolves, the quote-unquote underdog, even though they did beat North Summit earlier this season. But something we were talking about off the air, Scott, region play obviously not something you're in control of, but that tough region for Enterprise, it kind of looked like just the quote-unquote tougher team at the moment.
It does, night in, night out. Enterprise is battle-tested.
And that is going to be a bump and a foul up front. If that's on Siegmiller, which I believe it is, that's going to be 2.
Yeah, that's trouble for the Enterprise Wolves, especially if Hyatt can't go. Siegmiller, provides that tough defense. He's got experience coming back, and this is a big trouble for the Wolves.
Carter Hardman will return. And again, we have not seen Hyatt emerge from the locker room. So again, we'll continue to keep an eye on that. A hard fall in the opening quarter. Since then, Enterprise has rallied. It was tied at the time. So a 9-2 run since. A lob for Sargent. Buck catches, gathers, and scores. Lead trimmed to 5, 13-8.
Now, there was some vertical lift on that one for Buck Sargent on the outside. They just threw that up, and he just went and got it.
Ball gets skipped over on the left side to Evans. Crew will pull back out and reset. Skips it over right side to Nolan Johnson. Back up top to Evans. Kind of becomes the de facto point guard with Hyatt out of the ball game. Evans catches straight away. Pumps, draws a double. Gives it left side Whitman. He's going to send it corner. 3 is on the way. Buckets. My goodness, Nolan Johnson. That's really part of what's been different in this game. North Summit has not made a three-pointer yet. It was at least 2 for Enterprise.
That's 2. 1 for Evans, 1 for Johnson. And the lead to 8.
16-8, a minute into this second quarter as the drive from Richens skips to Smith. He'll take the right wing 3. That's in and out. Whitman with the box out and the rebound.
Yeah, good look for Smith, just off to the left.
And North Summit got good looks early in the first quarter, and they just did not drop. And that's kind of having an effect now as that's dribbled off the foot of Jones. Smith out in transition, flying to the rim, misses the push shot. Rebound inside, just got caught up. Great job by Crew Evans to force him that far into the basket.
I think Smith was anticipating contact, so he threw that ball up, and he was too far behind the basket.
Evans standing at the Snow College S will reset, sends it over left side to Nolan Johnson. Johnson with the right hand to Evans, goes middle to Whitman, attacks, misses. Good defense from Sargent inside. Hot potato, and Sargent comes away with the rebound and then is fouled. Not a good foul from Whitman. You're that far away from the basket. North Summit's clearly got possession. That's a tough one.
Yeah, well, and those are the calls that coaches scratch their head about. It's like, come on, just go back. But again, reactions.
Right.
You missed the rebound. That was a hard fought, take in the lane, and Sargent with a great defensive play and a board.
Richens brings it across the timeline. Trevor goes over right side with it to Tate. Tate picks up his dribble, hounded out front, gives to Smith left side. Trevor, pump fakes on the backdoor lob, now gives to Sargent. Buck will go to Smith, a low pass. Jake recovers, now to Trevor. Trevor off the screen into a tough 2. They call the foul. That's going to be 2 shots. That's another one that'll scratch your head on a jump shot as that foul goes on Teek Truman, I believe.
I think that.
Or did they call that on
Hardman?
Oh, they do call it on Hardman.
Yeah,
so
Carter Hardman.
Who came in to spell Siegmiller with the 2 fouls, now has 2 himself.
Yeah.
So this was the thing that impressed me in the game I saw from Trevor. His ability to get to the free throw line, relentless. I think he shot 12 free throws in that game I did back in early December.
Yeah, relentless is a good word. Not always a good thing, but a good word in basketball.
Crew to send in, gives it over right side to Johnson. Bounce back to the right side with it. Truman up top. Evans draws a double high. Evans looks to attack off that. Lobs for Whitman. He's all alone. They don't get back, and then Buck does and gets the block shot. Rebound inside, and then it goes in for Teeth Truman following the shot.
Yeah, he found just a little lane and sliced through and put it back up and in.
There was not a lot of room there, but the ball fell perfectly to him, and he was smart enough just to put it right back up. Screen high for Smith.
There's some shot blocking going on. He had to do it quick.
I'll tell you, Buck looking like Keba Keita out there with that rejection as the ball is deflected out of bounds, stays with North Summit.
Yeah, good call, went off the foot of the Enterprise Wolf.
Crew Richens, just a sophomore, going to check in. So is that, I believe, I think you could have in all 5 of Richens out there, if I remember right. Or is it 4? There's 4 or 5. Either way.
I've got 5.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you can have all Richens lineup at some point if you're the Braves. Ball gets skipped over in the left corner. It's caught by Crew, goes down to Buck baseline. 7 on the shot clock for Sargent as he looks to spin out of it. Tough shot blocked from behind. Carter Hardman with the 2 fouls. Aggressive swat. Lob goes down inside the give to Whitman. Turns, Banks misses the bunny, and the rebound to Trevor.
Yeah, Whitman just blew that one.
Trevor coast to coast with the left hand. Beautifully done, Trevor Richens. 4-point swing.
Oh, he just weaved in and out, kept players off their balance, and put that one in from the left side. Beautifully done.
Evans will pull out and reset as he gets a new play call in from Coach Randall. 4:26 to go before halftime. A 6-point lead for Enterprise. Deflection ends up in the hands of Trevor. Trevor looks to lead the break. Euros takes it up and is fouled. Another great play from Trevor Richens. You used the word savvy in our pregame show, Scott, and that's just simply what it is, these last 2 possessions in transition for Trevor Richens.
It really is. He knew that the Enterprise Wolves were not back and set up in position, so he pretty much had all the advantages, and that could have been on either of 2 players because he made sure of the contact.
So it goes on Truman, his first, and Richens will miss the first out of 2. Coulter Richens is going to return Buck Sargent to the line, or to the bench, and I think this is 5 Richens out on the floor. We've got Keston, Trevor, Tate, Coulter, and Crew.
Okay,
so it's happened.
There you are. You called it.
Apparently.
And you asked for it, you got it.
Second free throw goes, so it's 18-13. That has not been updated. Or did he miss it? I'm just going crazy.
No, I've got 7, so I think you're right.
Off the right side with it. The lob inside to Whitman. Trayson catches. No. Miss inside. Rebound comes down to Coulter.
That's 2 that the Whitman misses that you wouldn't expect him to miss.
Richens again, right to the rim. Beautiful block shot from Crew Evans. Had a number of block shots in this first half.
It's been block city.
Ball goes right side to Tate. Tate will ball fake with it. Give it back up top into the hands of Keston. Left side. The dribble drive here. Trevor bumped and fouled. And I think the block was clean, but there was definitely some body contact inside there. And once again, Trevor Richens finds himself at the free throw line.
2 fouls for Teek Truman, too. Yeah, it does look like there's some contact down low because the block up top was clean as clean.
So they get the free throw back up on the scoreboard. That makes it 18-13, 3:38 to go here in the half as Richens hits the first. This game's kind of slowed down in a way for North Summit. They're getting to the line. They're kind of taking some breathers. And you kind of want them sped up if you're Enterprise. That was benefiting you early in this game.
Yeah, it's funny because that's usually Enterprise's style, and good news, here comes Hyatt.
Yes.
But that's Enterprise style. North Summit take advantage of Enterprise's style.
Isn't that fascinating?
It is.
Playoff basketball, folks. Second free throw on the way. Good, back to a 1-possession game. 18-15, Coach Priest going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. You're watching playoff high school basketball right here on TeamHive.live.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer, and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
18-15 our score, and again, good news, Hyatt back out on the floor for the Enterprise Wolves.
Yeah, he's moving well too, which is nice.
Ball goes high. Siegmiller back in with those 2 fouls. See how long they keep. I mean, part of the problem is everyone else at that position has the 2 fouls as well. So
everybody.
Hyatt with the basketball high, hounded up front for Crew Richens. Crew gets a deflection, stands up, grabs it. We're going to get a tie-up. Possession stays with Enterprise. A great play from the sophomore, Crew Richens.
Yeah, and Hyatt lands on that hip again out on the front, and he's going to take a seat again.
So checking back in is going to be Riker Jones. Yeah, that was a quick spell for Jackson Hyatt. Ball gets thrown in on the drive from Evans. Crew will come out and reset. Boy, it's crew on crew action here as Richens is on Evans with 2 on the clock. They don't realize it with the stoppage of play. Shot clock violation. It will head back to the Braves.
Yeah, I think because most of the action happened in the forecourt, I just think that it was that natural reaction that we got a full shot clock, but they only had a few seconds.
I didn't even realize it until we were down under 5. So
until you said it, then I looked up and said, "Oh."
Give Crew Richens a ton of credit. The sophomore has come in and defended extremely well. Ball goes to Sargent, free throw line. Buck draws a double. Sends it left side. Trevor for 3, left wing, off the back rim. Great box out and rebound from Trayson Whitman.
Yeah, no one was getting that one. Whitman had that one all the way.
Evans skips it over left side. 3 on the way, Siegmiller. Off the back rim, a high rebound. Crew tips it to Trevor. Trevor again leads the break. Euros. Left hand finish for 2. Trevor Richens nearly single-handedly bringing this North Summit crew back. It's down to 1.
9 points in the quarter for Trevor Richens.
Whitman lowers, spins, deflected, sends it back out high to Evans. Crew skips left side. The bounce low into Riker Jones. Going to send it out Siegmiller. Left wing 3 off the front rim. Rebound to Crew. Gets it out to Trevor. 1 man to beat in transition. Trevor will beat that man and lay it up and in. Lead back to North Summit. They lead at 19-18. It was 18-10. That's 9 unanswered now for North Summit.
Yep, 9-0 run.
Is that all from Richens too? Trevor Richens?
All but 2.
Wow. And a bump and a foul up front on Crew Richens. And I think Enterprise is going to get a timeout here.
I think so.
And the officials are going to discuss this. I think, did the foul occur before the timeout? Well, they don't even know if they want a full or 30. They're going to say no foul if I'm reading the officials' lips correctly. So a full timeout, there is no foul. So
they didn't call the foul.
They did not call the foul. It is just a timeout.
Okay.
They say the timeout was called before the whistle
and
blew.
we're watching the action live, and so there's that heavy defense. I was wondering, are they going to call this? Are they going to call this? When the whistle blew, the assumption was that was a foul because of how tight that defense was.
Well, and the one official had his arm up like it was a foul, but he wasn't the one closest to hear the timeout being called. There you go. There you go.
So it did save a foul.
Well, been a fascinating day early here, Scott. Man, that ALA North Sevier game. North Sevier, the darlings of this tournament, if you will, knocked off Roland Hall as the 5 seed. A big upset over the weekend. Nearly pulled it off again earlier this morning.
They really had some opportunities, some untimely turnovers in the fourth quarter, doomed their comeback effort. But they were in that game start to finish, and really towards the end, were playing really well. Just some unfortunate turnovers.
Kanab knocks off American Prep West Valley. And then South Sevier took it to South Sevier looked great.
Oh my goodness!
This afternoon.
Yeah, if South Sevier plays that well, that they're going to be tough to beat.
It's been a fun season in 2A.
Yep.
It's still very much up in the air. You have seasons where there's one team that maybe does stand out a little bit, but it's anyone's ball game here this weekend.
It really is.
Siegmiller with the basketball, right side with it, looks to drive it. Minute 36 to go before halftime. A deflection. Jones recovers. Siegmiller sends it back up high.
Smart play by Jones. He saw the pass was a little short. He went after it.
Siegmiller in the paint. Takes a wild hook, but he drew enough contact. He's going to earn a trip to the free throw line.
So sure, he wasn't that back to Whitman, but with the contact,
making a shot.
That flat out was he felt the contact and threw it up with the left-hand hook. That was a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar move with the left hand.
Not as much arc as one Lou Alcindor used to get up on it, but the second free throw, or the first free throw missed. One more coming with a chance to tie, and Trevor Richard's going to get a much-deserved break. What a second quarter he's had.
2 fouls.
Ooh.
So he picked up the foul, so that's 2 fouls for Trevor Richards.
Second one here from Siegmiller, and it drops. Ties us at 19. Minute 27 to go here before halftime. It's been mostly North Summit in the last 4 or 5 minutes as Richards has it up high. The left-hand dribble, bounce pass low. Tate sends it back up high. Skip right side with it to Smith. Smith will jab with it. Tate drives, aggressive take, high off the window, no. Rebound Siegmiller, he's bumped and fouled. Now, fortunate, you have the foul to give. You have multiple fouls to give if you're North Summit, but still not a great foul to pick up that far away from the basket.
No, and I mean, it's affordable, and especially Coulter Richards picks up foul number 1, so not terrible, but Evans on that play defensively did a great job of avoiding the contact.
Evans loses his dribble, loses his footing, kept the dribble alive. Ball goes left side to Johnson, gets it back. Jones, tough shot. Looked off the moment it left his hand, rebound high. The outlet pass deflected, and then somehow ends up in Jake Smith's hands.
Yeah, Evans couldn't quite handle it coming down, so tried to dribble but lost it.
Ball goes right side to Sargent. Buck guarded out front by Whitman. Looks to power dribble inside. 2 of the best bigs. Right corner 3, Smith. Good. Jake Smith with a corner triple. Lead back to the Braves, 22-19. Shot clock's off.
Yeah, that's the danger of this North Summit team. They are deadly from outside.
Right hand dribble from Evans. Cruz going to give back to Johnson. Swing it left side. They go low to Whitman. Trayson turns, falls away. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Sargent with 6. With 4, 3, Smith with 2, and with 1, the runner nearly banks in at the horn, and that will take us to halftime. It is North Summit 22, Enterprise 19, a phenomenal first half. We'll be back to break it down for you next here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities. Current Chevy owners and lessees can get $6,350 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
State Bank of Southern Utah is not just another bank. We are your neighbors, your friends, and your local financial partners, interested in building long-term relationships.
When you choose State Bank, you invest in our community. Your money stays here and is reinvested in friends and family, building Southern Utah.
Each one of our 17 branches is staffed and ready to serve you.
Come and experience the difference of true community banking at State Bank of Southern Utah.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on into the Sevier Valley Center, or the SVC as they call it, down here on Snow College's campus in Richfield. Halftime, North Summit leads Enterprise 22-19. Just got our stats from the award-winning Brad James, who's down here for the whole weekend, and he's coming with us to 3A next week. So he's going to have and then he comes back for 1A. So about a good 10-plus day stretch of a lot of different games that Brad's going to be keeping numbers for.
He takes good care of us.
He does. Sure. He does. And when I say award-winning, I mean he got recognized, by the way, with the UHSAA honor this past year.
I didn't know that.
I believe it's the Distinguished Media Award
that's awesome.
He received earlier this season. So,
well, congratulations to Brad.
I joke when they come back NBA on TNT, they always say the award-winning Ernie Johnson. So now I have to say the award-winning Brad James when we break down these stats.
I like it.
Scott, the stats tell me two things. And they answer two questions, right? It's a low-scoring game, and it's a close game. Very evenly matched, these two teams. The numbers look very similar. Not a huge discrepancy.
Nope.
Points, rebounds, and turnovers. Field goal percentages are very similar. And right on cue, we got a three-point game.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it just comes down to a couple little things, couple basic shots. I mean, this essentially this is almost a tie ball game. It's a 3-point lead, but I mean, one more basket, and this is just, and it's like you said, the stats are completely identical. And I think Jackson Hyatt being out has been a problem for the Wolves. I think that's kind of where it changed. The Wolves were up big, and the loss of Hyatt, their floor leader, was hard. I thought Evans did a great job in relief, but that's a tough blow for Enterprise.
And he did come back in for one possession and then quickly sub back out. So again, it'll be interesting to see. And, I think when he first went out, there was a little bit of motivation, right? This team kind of had that we're playing for our teammate guy. Well, then North Summit made some changes. Trevor Richens in that second quarter was phenomenal. As good as he is. I mean, it's no surprise. So
well, and he took it over right then. I believe the biggest lead was 8, so 8 in the second quarter for the Enterprise Wolves, and then Richens scored, I think, 9 straight or 8 straight to tie it up or take the lead. And it was at that moment and he was all pressure. It was put into the middle, went into the lane, shot 6 free throws, and he did a little of everything offensively, and that's the difference in the game for me so far as that player.
Well, it was 18-10 in favor of Enterprise. They end on a 12-1 run to the North Summit Braves to get us here to the half. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll get you keys to the second half. Winner of this game, of course, will take on South Sevier tomorrow night on this floor. The other matchup, Kanab and ALA, will be the other semifinal matchup down here at the SVC. We'll take a break. You're tuned in to high school playoff basketball on TeamHive.live, powered by Centracom.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
From Commercial to Recreational Truck Accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current Chevy owners and lessees can get $6,350 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Minute and 12 seconds before we get you to our second half start. Scott, some keys for the second half. Let's start with Enterprise, where things kind of went the wrong way, if you will. There, a 12-1 run. You get outscored in the final, 4.5 minutes of that half. Didn't make a field goal for more than 4 minutes, at least. What needs to change on the flip side for Enterprise?
Well, the Enterprise Wolves they've got to get some penetration into the lane and move that open. They started shooting just a little bit out, a little bit more wild shots. Whitman missed a couple inside. Credit some great defense, but also shots he typically doesn't miss. So I think, it's going to have to be, you're going to have to convert those buckets.
Well, he was 1 for 7, looking at the stat sheet.
Right.
And I don't think that happens again, right? That might be an anomaly. Now, granted, Buck Sargent is as strong and tough and athletic to go against in the paint. So,
correct.
What do you like for North Summit to continue to do the way they ended that half?
I think it's basically Trevor Richens continues to penetrate, create that. One thing we didn't see a whole lot was the inside-out game, but that's where North Summit becomes devastating. So I would say some penetration by Richens and Smith, kick out for those threes, and if the Braves are going to take this one, I think the three-point shot will become big in the second half. That's just a prediction.
I like it.
Wasn't in the first.
Was not.
Real quick, 13 for Richens, 6 for Tate Richens, 4 for Sargent, 3 for Smith. And for Enterprise, a bunch of players scored, led by Johnson and Evans with 5.
Right side with it, Trevor goes corner to Jake Smith. Smith's going to bounce it down low. Sargent sends back high. The catch from Keston Richens. Now Smith's going to skip it left side. Read like a book by Siegmiller. He's going to take it coast to coast and misses the bunny. Oh, would love to have that one back.
He faded away to get away from Jake Smith and then short-armed it.
How about the closing speed by Smith? Left side 3 does not go by Tate Richens. Rebound to the Wolves. Back up top with it is Crew Evans. And once again, we see no Hyatt. He's at the end of the bench.
Yep.
After that hard fall in the first half and off the knee of Carter Hardman, who's started the second half in place of Hyatt.
Yeah, not a good look for Hyatt down on the end of the bench.
You hate to see that. Hate to see that. Smith catches it over on the right side, skips it back up top to Trevor. Trevor with the left-hand dribble, pumps, sends it left corner. Dump off into Sargent, gives back to Trevor. Skip to Smith, open triple for Jake, is off the back rim, rebound Siegmiller. He corrals and gives to Johnson. Johnson on the left side, gives it straight away to Evans. Crew will reset, new play call. Bounces on the elbow to Whitman, hands back, 3 on the way, off the back rim. Fight for the board. Talk about 2 pound-for-pound athletes. Buck Sargent came away with that one from Whitman.
Yeah, those two were way up. Sargent got that one.
Not only are they big, but just so athletic.
They really are.
Gets so high. Trevor drives it on the right side. Dump to Sargent. Beautiful pass. Buck gathers, misses, but is fouled and will earn himself a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, I think that's going to be 3 on Carter Hardman, I would guess. See what that is for sure. No.
They give it to Siegmiller.
That's painful for the Wolves. 3 personal fouls. And Sargent did a good job with the head fake, got the player in the air, drew the contact. He took all the advantage. Great play.
Free throw from Buck is good. And that's the thing, he's got an underrated jump shot. Hit a couple threes in that game. Didn't know that he had added that to his game. And that's a real threat. Like you said, the jump shooting is a real threat for these Braves. He goes 2 for 2, swishes on both, 24-19 with 6:18 to go.
Yeah, 7 for 8 from the free throw line.
The drive baseline, they're going to call a carry. It goes back to North Summit. So again,
you don't see that very often.
No. This is a 14-1 run dating back to midway through the second quarter.
Yeah.
North Summit's got all the momentum right now as we're going to see Riker Jones check in next whistle. Smith guarded by Siegmiller with those 3 fouls. Gets it back to Trevor. Trevor lowers the shoulder, crosses over in the lane, keeps control of it, loses it, but is fouled. Let's see who they call this on.
Okay, they called on Whitman. I was going to say that could have been 4 on Siegmiller.
There were 3 jerseys right there around the play, and they will call it inside just the second on Whitman.
But Trevor Richens, he was not open, and he dribbled into 3 players and still put up that shot.
Connects on the free throw, 25-19. 2 minutes in, as we will see Riker Jones return. Siegmiller is going to sit with the 3 fouls.
He comes out and says, "Was that on me?" And Coach Bud Randall said, "No, it wasn't."
Second one drops. Coach Randall saying, "This is why I'm taking you out now, because we were awfully close to number 4.
Yep. Biggest lead of the game for North Summit, 7.
And again, this is the flip side of it. What was an 8-point lead for Enterprise? It's now 16-1 is the run dating back to quarter number 2. Crew Evans with it on the left side. Lobs for Whitman. Whitman has space, takes it up, scores it.
I like the no call. I mean, they could have called the foul on Smith, as Whitman didn't really go into him at all.
Right. So. Right side, give to Smith. 5:33 to go in the third. Finally a basket for Enterprise. We'll see if that takes the lid off for him. Keston gives it straight away. The drive from Smith in the corner. Jumper Sargent from 18 feet out. No. Offensive rebound. Goes strong left side. Trevor Richens in the paint again. Tough shot. No. Rebound Buck. Buck with the push shot for 2. It's no good. Fight for the rebound, and it comes down to Crew Evans.
What a battle inside.
Bounce pass left side to Johnson. In transition. Steps up from 15. He's fouled and nearly gets the jumper to go. So that's going to be 2 free throws now for Nolan Johnson.
Yeah, Keston Richens just reached in as he ran by. And, caught the elbow. Caught that right elbow. Only first personal foul for Keston.
And foul trouble definitely not affecting North Summit the way it's affected Enterprise, as the first free throw is up and down from Johnson. So 26-22, 1 more to go with 5:05 here in the third.
Well, the Wolves are going to have to convert free throws right now. They are 4 out of 5 in this game. For the 4 for 4, so that's 9 for 10, and now 5 for 6 for Enterprise.
Wow.
That's great.
Sometimes you get in these wacky gyms with the neutral floor and you don't shoot like you normally do.
No, it's true.
Depth perception's a real thing. The backdoor lob for Sargent. Buck goes up and gets it. They're going to call a foul baseline here on Enterprise.
That's 3 on Carter Hardman. And he just, on the alley-oop, he just got underneath of Sargent and was backing up.
Trevor will take baseline. Look to send in. The lob for Buck. Buck catches, lowers, puts up a wild shot. I thought that was well defended.
I thought it was too.
Enterprise comes away with it. Johnson on the drive. Smith bumps and fouls. And that's, I think, a little frustration on North Summit, right? We didn't get the call on one end. We're going to be a little over-aggressive. You see that from time to time. And just the first on Jake Smith.
They could have got Smith on the first one. And on the first bump, they didn't call that one. Then they got him on the second.
Johnson to send in. Sends corner to Evans. Back up top with it is Hardman. Evans, they dump to Whitman. Whitman just lost his balance. Outlet to Smith, who's flying down the floor and gracefully lays it in for 2.
Yeah, you cannot. The release foul has to remain in place for the Enterprise Wolves.
28-23, 4:27 to go here in the third. North Summit's led the entire second half as the drive here. The pump fake by Evans can't get the bank shot to go. Rebound comes down. Guess who? Buck Sargent.
Yeah, nice defense by the Wolves. Evans kind of forced that one on the right side. A little bit of frustration, I think, in the Wolf offense.
Smith goes inside out. Left side drives. Runner blocked. Whitman gets a piece of it. Smith was on the end line. Probably should have just let that one go.
He should have. And I think it was just one of those reactions. It was coming down to him, as you can see on the replay there. As Smith just right there, he looks down and sees it. He's touching the line.
Smith going to put a little bit of pressure out front here on Crew Evans. Left side it goes to Johnson. Back to Evans. Evans will ball fake with it. Now get it across. About a second before that 10-second came in. The drive here from Hardman. Lefty from 18 feet, no. Long rebound comes down. Great board from Tate Richens.
Now Hardman, he was heading back down the floor, and that's why he didn't get the long rebound. because of the speed and the transition buckets by the Braves.
It's a real threat. Crew Richens is checked back in, gives to Smith left side. Jake with the left-hand dribble will pull back out, lob it back door. Whitman deflects it right to Crew. And now the right side with it is Trevor. 10 on the shot clock, gets into the paint. Wild shot, no, and they'll call the foul.
Oh, man.
And Trevor is going to shoot 2 free throws once again. The body control just to get that shot up.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're saying low on that one.
Well, the sad part for Enterprise on that one is actually Richens' legs went into the other player as he threw himself to the side. So
connects on the first, and that's 3 on Trayson Whitman. Coulter Richens will check in. He's going to replace Tate.
So all the bigs in trouble. Siegmiller 3, Whitman 3, and Hardman 3.
So another free throw for Trevor Richens. Shots up and down. 30-23. That matched the game-high lead at this point for North Summit?
For North Summit, yes,
7.
It does, 7.
Johnson,
Enterprise led by 8, as you mentioned.
Yes. Right side with it is Jones. Gave them some good minutes in the first half. Has kind of had a quiet third quarter here.
Yeah.
As Crew with the left-hand dribble high, guarded by Crew Richens. They give it back to Whitman, goes right side. Just not a good pass. Ends up in the hands of Buck Sargent.
Enterprise only has, since it's only 2 free throws, and we're down to 2.5 minutes.
Ball goes over on the right side to Trevor. Skip pass back to Jake. Swing it left side, Crew Richens. Lobs back door. Richens is there. Finishes for 2. A game-high 9-point lead, 32-23. Real important offensive possession here for Enterprise.
Yeah, dangerous time. We talked about keys the second half. Richens getting inside, and he's doing it.
Evans, left-hand dribble. Looking to go somewhere with it, draws a crowd, and Crew just picked his pocket, gets it to Trevor. Outlet Buck. Buck in transition to the 10. No, Crew fights for the offensive rebound. Out of bounds. We're going to have a conversation
I think
here.
It's off of North Summit. We'll watch the replay, but we have the benefit of that.
Wouldn't that be something if they added that to high school games? The games would never end. They'll say it goes back to Enterprise.
I think it's the right call, but let's see if we can see a replay on this.
You know what's interesting? That was a call neither side was going to be happy about, right? When you get those 50-50 calls, as Enterprise does get it back here with 2:12 to go in the third.
What a critical junction for Enterprise and North Summit. They can pull away, or there's an offensive foul.
Crew Evans extended the arm on Crew Richens. Trevor Richens wants shooting. That's not going to happen where it's an offensive foul, but it will be a timeout to Enterprise. And I think a much-needed one from Coach Randall. Will take it and be back right here on TeamHive.live.
This is Nate Christensen at Zions Bank. We're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner, we're here for you wherever you are. For all your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking's #1 investment has been dependable truck drivers like you. That's why they provide their drivers with an opportunity to earn up to $75,000 a year driving state-of-the-art equipment. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers in Utah, San Pete, Sevier, Juab, Millard, Beaver, Iron, Carbon, and Emery counties. Barney Trucking offers a competitive wage, solid benefits, home daily schedules, and an excellent safety record. Apply today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. 2:07 to go in the third quarter, as it's been mostly North Summit really since the midway point of quarter number 2. They have a game-high 9-point lead now. Richens into a left wing 3, short. Rebound Crew Richens, but he saves it to Whitman.
Crew Richens has been in on the boards these last couple possessions.
Smallest guy on the floor, and he is as scrappy as any guy I've seen this year. Out front with Crew Evans. Evans looks to attack, sends it right side into the hands of Truman. Gives straight away the dribble drive from Riker Jones. Picks up his dribble, sends it back to Truman into Whitman. Bumped and fouled.
Yeah.
And it will be side out of bounds. for Enterprise.
Yeah, just being aggressive. And so far, I like the strategy for the North Summit Braves and the Wolves, but they've been letting that banging happen underneath.
Right.
And so finally a call. We'll see if it tightens up a little bit in this third and fourth quarters.
Still have the palindrome on the board at 32-23. Bounce pass inside, goes back out to Johnson. Johnson in the lane, 15-foot jumper straight away off the back rim. Rebound inside to Enterprise. Coulter Richens with the board.
Yeah, field goal percentage just abysmal for the Wolves. Only 2 free throws in this quarter.
Right side with it is Smith. Smith will pump, look to attack out with the left hand, sends it over left side to Crew. Crew will reset with Trevor straight away. Handoff back up top to Smith. A little bit of a weave going here. The screen high. Trevor looks to attack off of it. Right wing gets to the 10. No. Strong rebound inside. The putback does not go. Luke Brown, the sophomore, is checked in. And then what a heads-up play again. The savvy of Trevor Richens throws it off the shoulder.
Wow, they never stop on that rebound. You know, having to earn everything, and he does. He throws it right off the head of Evans out of bounds.
Well, given how this game goes, regardless of who wins, South Sevier are going to have a much different challenge tomorrow night defensively. Yep. As the backcourt violation happens, some miscommunication, and it will be Enterprise basketball.
Yeah, size inside for Buck Sargent. Not a lot of size for North Summit, but a lot of gritty play inside.
This is the best I've seen a team defend Trayson Whitman. I mean, he's just not even in positions to catch the basketball.
No, 2 points in the game for Whitman.
Bump inside. Loose ball picked up by Riker Jones. Turns, takes the fadeaway off the side of the backboard. Whitman pumps, takes it up for 2. Count the bucket and the foul, as exactly what the doctor ordered if you're an Enterprise fan. A basket and a chance for a three-point play here from Whitman.
Yeah, Whitman just went right into Sargent that time. Sargent went out for the shot block, couldn't get it. And that was the first bucket at the 38-second mark in the third quarter for the Wolves.
So Whitman, first and only, is off the back rim, and then the soft touch goes down. So 32-26 with 38 seconds remaining. Big basket for Enterprise to get this back to a 2-possession game.
That stopped a 10-2 run.
Smith in the corner, jabs, gives it back up top to Keston. Left side with it, Crew. Crew with the right-hand dribble, gives middle. The power dribble from Brown. Brown sends it deflected, ends up back in Crew's hands. The no-look to Sargent. Buck. Layup goes in and out. Rebound Smith. His putback goes in with 12 seconds.
Yeah, that was blocked by Whitman.
Johnson with 7 seconds. Looks to drive it with 6 right side. Gives straight away Jones. Whitman, step back Jay for 2. It's good. A good time for Trayson Whitman to come alive as we head to the fourth quarter. North Summit 34, Enterprise 28. Fourth quarter action next right here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
In the fast-paced world we live in, every second counts. Whether it's staying productive in your home office or enjoying entertainment with no buffering. With CentraWave from Centricom, experience ultra-fast, next-generation, reliable internet that keeps your whole family connected. CentraWave by Centricom. Fast, reliable, everywhere. Get connected today. Visit www.centricom.com/CentraWave or call 1-800-427-8449.
State Bank of Southern Utah is not just another bank. We are your neighbors, your friends, and your local financial partners, interested in building long-term relationships.
When you choose State Bank, you invest in our community. Your money stays here and is reinvested in friends and family, building Southern Utah.
Each one of our 17 branches is staffed and ready to serve you.
Come and experience the difference of true community banking at State Bank of Southern Utah.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Fourth quarter just about to get underway. Trayson Whitman heating up. Exactly what Enterprise needs at this point. He's the senior, he's the leader, he's been here before. They need him here, Scott, in this fourth quarter.
They do.
Beautiful play coming out, and it draws a foul. The backdoor cut from Nolan Johnson, and here is a trip to the free throw line. Beautiful pass. I believe that was Riker Jones who made that hockey assist up top.
It was beautifully done. Smith just in the way. I want to mention 3 buckets for both teams in that third quarter. But it was more free throws for the Braves than the Wolves, so that's the only difference.
Fascinating. First free throw drops for Nolan Johnson. Cuts it to a 5-point game, 7:51 to go in the game, and Johnson 2 for 2. How good have both teams been at the free throw line? That has not been an issue at all.
8 of 9 and 11 of 12.
Wow.
For the Braves.
I don't think I've seen two teams collectively shoot this well in a game, maybe ever, at the free throw line.
I agree.
Richens gives up top the drive here from Jake Smith. Takes that screen, gives to Buck straight away with it. Buck doubled. Loses it. Are we going to get a foul here?
Oh,
we
this
are.
Is trouble. This will be 4 for somebody.
That's Trayson Whitman. Oof.
Whitman just kind of leaned in and landed on Sargent, and that's
just enough, yeah. You've got to be careful with those 4 fouls. The lob high, deflected, well defended. Siegmiller read that. They'd seen that play ran before. Didn't let it hurt him a second time. Johnson will drive, send it over Siegmiller. Siegmiller sends back up top to Evans. Evans will reset with 7:15 to go in the ball game. Johnson catches right side, looks to take it baseline, bumped and fouled, and that will be sideline out of bounds, second team foul.
3 for Jake Smith. Smith made a nice recovery, but I really love that Johnson, he felt the advantage and kept it. Dropped the shoulder. He had the lane and took it.
Yeah, I think you do see that a lot where you get cut off and a guy will stop. I like the aggressiveness of Johnson on that play. Cruz sends it out to Johnson straight away. He'll drive it again, give to Crew. Corner 3 on the way. In and out, a great look. Fight for the board inside, and comes down to guess who? Buck Sargent.
Yeah, Sargent there with Richens. Keston, that is. Had good position inside.
Trevor Richens, who has been phenomenal all afternoon, gives left side to Crew. Sends left corner. Tate, the lob inside. Pump fake. Finish for Sargent. No, but he gets his own rebound. Takes it up for 2 and scores it. Trayson Whitman's just standing. He can't pick up the 5th foul.
Nope, hands
just having to stay hands up. 36-30 now. Lead back to 6. Whitman catches free throw line. Lowers the shoulder. Looks to go and is bumped and fouled. See if this goes on Keston Riches or Buck Sargent.
I think Richens is going to pick it up.
And it is the case.
That's number 3 on Richens. And Whitman, a lot of contact. That could have been on either Sargent or Richens.
Well, when he lowered his shoulder, that worried me. Sometimes you see that lowered shoulder, and that becomes a charge. So baseline out of bounds here as Evans looks to send in. Lobs. Jones cannot get it. Sargent, long outlet. Crew all by himself. Moment not too big for the sophomore. Makes it 38-30. Really. Costly turnover for the Wolves. Left side with it is Johnson. Pump fakes, gives to Whitman. Pump fakes, spins in the lane. Beautifully done in the finish. Trayson Whitman. What footwork.
No, that was beautifully done. The athletic move by the big man. You see guards do that. You don't see big men do that in context.
Straight away with it, Keston Richens gives to Crew left side. Crew sends left corner Trevor. Trying to lob that into Buck. Instead, Crew will take it baseline. Pump shot, good, that's Trevor Richens on the baseline for 2.
And Trevor Richens drew the contact, went back and put it in. What a play.
40-32, 5:42 to go in the ball game. Lead back to 8, Whitman sends right side, Siegmiller. Bounces low to Jones. Jones spins, blocks, gets it back. Oh, and they call a foul.
I think Trevor Richens on the backside will pick up this foul.
And they give it to Buck.
22.
So that's going to be 2 free throws now for Riker Jones.
Can we see that replay one more time?
3.
Adam, play that.
3rd foul as the spin.
Makes the free throw.
40-33. That's 3 on Buck Sargent. So keep that. Now the fouls are starting to add up just a tiny bit. Still not to a point where you need to be overly concerned if you're North Summit, but they've added up here in the last few minutes.
Yeah, 3 on Smith, 3 on Richens, and 3 on Buck Sargent.
Both drop. The free throw shooting continues. 40-34, 5:32 to go in this quarterfinal matchup. Winner gets a trip to the semis and a date with South Sevier tomorrow night. Trevor on the left side gets into the paint, takes the bump, sends it back out high. Keston catches right side. He'll get in the lane. Push shot for 2. It's off the back rim. Keston gets it back. Push shot. No. Great box out and rebound. Riker Jones. But now away with it is Crew. Crew in transition. Bounces right side. Jones just lost it. It was stripped off his knee and then hit the top of the backboard.
Yeah, lost on the way up.
The transition was played great by Enterprise. Just better recovery from North Summit here.
Yeah, the entry pass was good, so the transition pass was nice.
Trevor on the right side. Picks up that dribble, goes baseline. Step back jumper is short, rebound Whitman. Tate Richens was short with it. Left side is Nolan Johnson. Johnson looks to attack. It's right to the rim. Blocked by Sargent. They call the foul. And Buck will pick up number 4.
Yeah, how big by Johnson. Watch this as he goes straight right to the rim. And, Sargent catches him body all the way. So 4 fouls on both of our premier big men.
And we still got 4:35 to go. Now they've left Trayson Whitman in, but I feel like it's out of necessity as the free throw drops from Hardman. Buck is going to take a quick breather here as Coulter Richens checks in. And Jake Smith returns as well. And, I think it was the windup. I feel like when you wind up like that, officials are a lot more likely to make that call.
I would agree.
Free throw drops for Johnson.
6 for 6 in the quarter for the Wolves.
Now, the block looks a little cooler when you wind up,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
But I feel like you add that risk. Lead down to 4. Trevor drives it, spins in the lane, takes a tough shot and gets it to go. Whitman played that perfectly without fouling. Trevor, doesn't matter.
No, and Richens knows that he's got to be careful, so he's forcing the action and still able to score it.
Right side with it, Crew Evans. Gives to Segmiller. Bounces, picked up, now gives to the cutter Jones. Just couldn't handle it. Ball goes back to Trevor. Another costly turnover for Enterprise. When they haven't turned it over, they've had great shots or drawn fouls. It's been the turnovers. As a timeout taken by North Summit, we'll take it as well right here on TeamHive.live.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
From Commercial to Recreational Truck Accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Important possession defensively here for Enterprise as Trevor drives baseline, takes it up, gets mauled, and really Johnson didn't have a choice. It's either make him earn it, which he has been earning at the free throw line, or give him the deuce.
Yeah, hard foul by Johnson. Not malicious, just a hard foul.
Yeah.
And made sure to go ahead. So it goes to the free throw line for Trevor Richens. Richens in the game is 2 for 5 for 6, 9 for 10, 11 for 12, 10 for 11.
My goodness. Knocks down the first, 43-36, 3:43 to go here in the ball game. One more for Trevor Richens. And he connects 44-36, back to an 8-point game. Crew Richens putting some token pressure here as the ball comes into Nolan Johnson.
I've got Richens with 25. That's a guess. I mean, not a guess, but it's not official.
That's a hefty number in a low-scoring game. The drive from Truman, the bank, the miss, rebound Richens. It's taken away, and then he's fouled by Truman. So guess what? That's going to be just the third team foul. So not going to be shooting, even though that has been the case most of the time. Trevor's been fouled tonight or this afternoon, as we'll now see Keston Richens return for Crew Richens.
Yeah, a little frustration on the missed shot for Enterprise.
And here's the thing, Buck Sargent's out of the game. You got to try and take advantage of that if you're the Wolves.
Yeah, the Wolves have been fading away in the second half. Instead of going right after the contact, they've been fading away a bit.
Trevor gets it up top to Jake. Back into the hands of Trevor with 3:19 to go in the game and an 8-point lead for North Summit. Richens gives left side to Coulter, bumped and fouled. Got 4 on Truman now.
Yep, 4.
And that is the last foul to give. So now North Summit, both teams will shoot for the final 3:09.
Yeah, Enterprise has got to be aggressive. So, I mean, you've got to gamble for the steals down 8. One more bucket, and then the Wolves find themselves in a really tough spot.
Keston with it high, hands to Smith. Back into Trevor's hands, right side. Trevor looks to attack, crosses over. Killer right to the side, gets up with the hook shot. Oh, my goodness. My goodness, Trevor Richens, a magician. Lead to 10.
Yeah, the reach back over the back of the head on the right side.
Drive inside from Johnson. Tries to go fancy behind the back. Not the time to make that play. Tate with the steal. Does North Summit smell a little blood in the water here?
They do. Biggest lead of the game for the Braves. Well, for any team, 10.
Trevor, left-hand dribble. Gets in the lane. Push shot, blocked by Truman. He gets it back, blocked by Whitman. Loose ball. Truman comes away with it. Gets it into the hands of Segmiller. Left side, just nearly dribbles it off himself. Trying to find somewhere to go with it. Has a man open. It's Johnson. Skips it to him. They pump fake, drive. 15-foot jumper from Johnson's good. A much-needed basket for Enterprise. Coach Randall will take a timeout. Let's keep it here and talk a little strategy. Scott, down 8, still 2 minutes to go. There's a lot of time left. We have, in fact, seen crazier things happen, right? But that first basket, huge. And to get a timeout out of it, maybe set some pressure up.
No, Coach Bud Randall's got to say, you got to take some chances. And the sad part is, in this game, I don't think either team wants to send the other team to the free throw line. This is a game where I think we've only had 2 missed free throws between the two teams. So some of your strategies as far as, foul and get the ball back might not be so effective in this one.
2:07 to go. Neither team with a foul to give.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's 100% what it's going to come down to. Wanted to get this number for you real quick. Shooting wise, as a team, Enterprise from the foul line this season as a team, just 62%. When you look at North Summit as a team at the free throw line, they only shoot it at 70%. Now, I say only 70. 70 is a phenomenal number at the high school level, but for both of them to have as many attempts as they've had and only 1 miss, as Trevor gets it across by himself, the ball's deflected. Trevor then loses it, gets it back in the backcourt as it was deflected. Then Jake Smith has it deflected. He recovers. Timeout to North Summit. And I like that timeout from Coach Prees. It's a little helter-skelter out there. Let's not make a mistake we normally wouldn't make.
Yeah, Enterprise had a foul called, and it was going to be a foul call as they were going for an intentional foul on Jake Smith, so the timeout saved that.
Well, how about this? We're right back to the timeout. Coach Randall, that was very blatant what Enterprise was trying to do. Now, how do you counter that if you're North Summit?
If I'm North Summit, I'm saying make them foul us and let's win it from the free throw line if I'm Coach Prees. I think you like your chances. You're up by 8. And so, even you can give away even 1 of 2 with an 8-point lead with under 2 minutes left. It's not smart, but you can because you've got the lead. And for the Enterprise Wolves, it's got to be steal and pressure defense. And the trouble for them is they've got too many players in foul trouble, so you don't have a lot of – you might have fouls that you can give, but you can't give up the players on the floor.
No.
So
no, that's going to be fascinating as we head down the stretch here. So, but sideline out of bounds here for Jake Smith. With 1:53 left on the game clock. Buck Sargent is back as well for North Summit. Might have been in the last possession, and there's a clock issue. And now the officials are going to talk about this. They said 22 on the shot clock, And they're not. The clock people are saying we don't know how it just got to 1 and went off all of a sudden. So get it reset at 22.
There it is.
And now we play on. Jake to send in.
Shrugs at the bench like, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, that is fascinating because, I'm thinking it was not that late. It took him 10 seconds to nearly get across the timeline, but not the full 35. Ball goes corner. Dump off to Sargent. Buck sends back out Richens. 10 on the shot clock here for Trevor. Left-hand dribble, hands to Smith. Jake back to Trevor. 6 on the clock now. Right side. Into a 3. It's on the way. It's long. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds. It did not hit the rim. They're going to say it stays North Summit basketball, but
put 1 second on.
That's kind of what I would assume. The ball definitely went out before that horn sounded.
It did. And looking at the replay, you can see there's about a second or a little less than a second on there. But you talk about the dagger, Tanner, with running a shot clock down with this kind of a lead, that might have done it.
A basket here essentially ends the game.
Yep.
As it will be Trevor to send in baseline. 1 second on the shot clock. 1:27 on the game clock here. Trevor pounds, gives to Buck, fadeaway, buckets.
Wow, that'll do it.
The buck stops with Sargent as the lead is up to 10 with 1:21 to go.
Holy
Executed perfectly by North Summit. Evans straightaway three. That's good. Crew Evans hits the three. 48-41 with 1:11 to go. Trevor looking to dribble out of it. He's bumped and fouled, and I believe that will do it for Truman, his 5th.
Yep, that will be. And that's the first 3 of the second half for the Wolves. And in the game, they had the 2, one in the first, one in the second, but only the third. Not great shooting from outside.
So again, now does the law of averages come in, where North Summit has shot. They shoot good on the any team that shoots above 70 at the high school level. You're doing a pretty darn good job at the free throw line.
Phenomenal.
But what both teams have done today is just beyond phenomenal. Elite free throw shooting. As the first from Trevor drops.
So for Trevor in a row, that is 3, 6, 9, 10 in a row, and he's 12 for 13.
Wow. Get one more. And he has been elite in every facet of the game today, not just at the line. 1 for 2. Out of bounds. We'll say out of bounds.
Yeah.
Last touch by Coulter Richens, so Enterprise basketball still down 8, 6 to go.
Yeah, he tried to steal that rebound from behind and landed on the line. Almost got it.
Crew Evans to send in, pumps with it, goes deep into Johnson's hand. Johnson got to go with it. As we're now at a minute to play in this quarterfinal matchup. Johnson goes high to Jones. Jones power dribble, spins, looks to go up with it, sends to Whitman. Left wing 2 from Trayson Short. Rebound to Sargent, gets it out to Jake Smith. And Smith smartly going to pull it out, give to Trevor, as North Summit going to run as much clock as possible. And if you're Enterprise, you just simply got to foul at this point. Sargent with it, dumps down to Richens, who fumbles it out of bounds.
Yeah, Enterprise actually wasn't fouling.
Right.
And I think he was surprised. Got a little ahead of himself.
It's like when you leave yourself too open, right?
Too open.
Yeah. Ball comes into Jones. Jones gets it across the timeline. Gives over right side. Segmiller down to Whitman. Power dribble into Sargent. Push shot for 2 does not go. Rebound Buck. The shot clock is off. North Summit can smell a victory as Trevor gets it ahead to Crew. And that's will all but do it as Siegmiller fouls and will foul out with 16.8 on the clock. The crowd that's made the trip down from Colville letting their players hear it.
Yeah, it's really been interesting. Sargent played that, by the way, down the other side. Played Whitman so well on the defensive side. And now South Summit notching their belt, going to the semis.
First free throw drops from Smith, as we'll see Coulter Richens replace Tate Richens here.
So we talked about the free throw shooting for the Braves. So everybody but Trevor Richens are now 4 for 4.
Wow.
And that's all.
He's 12 of 14, which you're gladly going to take. Ball deflected, ends up in Johnson's hands. 15 seconds. Johnson, left side, nearly loses it. Steps back for 3. It's well short. Sargent the rebound into Richens' hands, and that will do it. The North Summit Braves get revenge from a season ago and will find themselves back in the Final Four as the senior group, the likes of Trevor Richens, the likes of Jake Smith, the likes of Buck Sargent, do it again as Enterprise will, for the first time in a while, not find themselves in the championship game.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's been 4 straight. So that's
a streak.
Yeah, so the reigning champs go down.
Should be fascinating to continue to keep an eye on as this continues to go on. And really, this ends up being a 10-point game. I think it was the last 4 minutes of quarter number 2 and the first 4.5 of quarter number 3, in my opinion, where North Summit really won this game.
Well, no question. There was actually, between those 2 quarters, there were only 13 points scored total. So they scored 13 in the first, and then between second and third, 13 for the Wolves. And suffocating defense by, the North Summit Braves. As inside, there were no open looks for the Wolves.
No. It was interesting, too. I thought Trayson Whitman got going a little bit there at the end of the third. Thought that might carry over. And, again, whatever adjustments were made by North Summit were phenomenal all game long, right?
Yeah.
You see Enterprise get a little bit of a run or a little bit of momentum. Quick adjustments that erased any of that.
Yeah, just not enough good outside shooting. Not enough field goals in that second half for Enterprise. We'll wait and see the stats, but not a lot of open looks allowed by North Summit, but the ones that they did have unable to convert.
Yeah, fascinating. We'll have those stats here in just a moment from our good friend, the award-winning Brad James. Stick with us here on TeamHive.live. We'll continue with Radio Land returning as South Sevier and Beaver. You'll have the call for that one coming up next, Scott. All right. Bradford has just delivered the numbers. Enterprise actually shot better from the floor at 35%. 33% from the floor for North Summit. The difference in the game, free throws, 8 of, let's see here, 11 for 13 at the line for Enterprise, and then, as you mentioned, the 16 for 18.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That is, I have not seen free throws shot like that ever.
No,
at the high school level.
And this game, nor I. And this game really comes down to, if you shoot the normal amount, this game is a 4 or 5 point game, change the dynamic.
Right.
And but it was free throws in this one.
A couple other interesting numbers in the rebounding category. North Summit ended up, let's see here, a plus 12 on the boards.
Yeah,
that really had. It was close at half. Right? I think they were plus two at halftime.
Yep.
You end up plus 12, a plus 10 in the second half. That's significant. Not something to blink your eyes at.
No.
Turnovers. Enterprise also had 4 more turnovers. That's not an awful margin, but it's enough in a game like this that's where you see the 10-point difference, right?
And exactly. I mean, it's not that there's any one stat that's so different, but it's the combination of those small wins for North Summit that creates the 10-point advantage.
Here's something interesting. You talked about at halftime the 3-point shooting of North Summit. They were 0 for 4 in the second half.
I know.
It just wasn't.
That's what happens.
Well, and what's impressive is they've done this all year. They know now they can win without needing a bunch of threes, right?
Well, and what I said is Trevor Richens and the players getting inside, and then once that stopped, they could kick him out. That never stopped.
Well, that's exactly
they
what
got
happened,
the free throw
right?
line on those plays.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. That's a really good time to be wrong. If you're you, by the way, I mean, that's a good problem to have. Hey, we didn't make any threes in the second half. But boy, did we attack and were aggressive and got. Coaches are going to take that all day long, getting right to the rim and getting to the free throw line.
And we talk about Trevor Richens. I mean, he had the scoring, but he also has just the ability to drive amongst traffic and still score.
The body control.
Is unbelievable, and it makes it so dangerous because then if you slough off, then there's the pass. I mean, he didn't have to do that. He basically just took it on himself and finished it up. 28 points
for Trevor. Double-double for Buck, by the way. 10 points, 12 boards for him. He had 9 from Jake Smith. And then just 2 from Tate Richens and 2 from Crew Richens. So, again, it's that senior core that kind of did the bulk of the damage.
Yeah, it was.
On the flip side for Enterprise, 13, Nolan Johnson stepped up in a big way today. 11 and 8 for Trayson Whitman. 8 from Crew Evans, who had to play out of position almost the entire game with Jackson Hyatt getting hurt. 6 off the bench from Riker Jones. And then you had a point from Colton Segmiller. 2 from Teak Truman. So that wraps up the leading scorers there. Real quick before we wrap this up so I can trade Robert's spots. Your thoughts on South Sevier North Summit tomorrow? That is kind of a fascinating matchup, is it not?
Absolutely a fascinating matchup. And I think, these two teams are very, very good. I think North Summit will have to play better than they played today against the South Sevier Rams. That team played today. They're on a roll. And we've seen, I did the last game of the season for the Rams, then I did this, and I watched this game. And South Sevier is on a roll at the right time. And, North Summit gritted this one out, but I wouldn't say this was their roll game.
Right.
So it's kind of, we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a fantastic matchup. Anybody who likes high school basketball, that's a game to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be fun tomorrow night right here at the SVC. Scott, good to be with you, my friend. I'm glad we finally got back on the air together after
it's good to see you.
A near decade of absence of the two of us. We always run into each other at these types of events.
Yeah, we're always here. But
yeah, always talking off the air. Good to be talking with you on the air. Big shout out to our entire TeamHive.live crew, producer Adam Coombs, all our camera folks, team that Barrett Hilton and Joe Williams have assembled, always the best at these state tournaments. Enjoy the next call, by the way. This should be interesting.
Looking forward to it as we
South
kick
Sevier
off the
girls and Beaver. Yeah, first matchup of the girls' side of the bracket today. Appreciate you, Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Tanner. Good job.
Appreciate you. That's Scott Langford. My name's Tanner Wilkinson. Coming up next here on TeamHive.live, it is Robert Lovell will take my place, and we'll also rejoin Radioland. Coming up next, this has been TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
You've been listening to exciting high school basketball action on South Central Utah sports leaders, Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting